Good morning and welcome to DCT Quantum. Today is day 26. Time is interesting at the moment. I don't know how you're experiencing time, but I'm not talking about time today. What I'd like to talk about today is a continuation of yesterday's topic. And yesterday's topic was light, daylight specifically. Just check in with Facebook. And how we crave light, how we crave daylight, etc. The physiological benefits, the psychological benefits. Today I want to talk about light codes. The light that is coming from the center of the cosmos. I think most of us, if you've stumbled across this broadcast today, to me that means that, well, just stay. Doesn't matter what we talk about, you're going to get some benefit. But it shows that more and more people are waking up to the matrix. They're waking up to the world system that we live in, and they're deciding and questioning their ability to stay in it. They're questioning the rules, the regulations, the infrastructure, the institutions, the powers that often should not be. And this is being generated. This sense of things are not what they seem. This sense of there's something underneath the surface that needs to be exposed. A sense of we're being lied to, that things have been hidden from us. A sense that life should not be like this on this beautiful planet. It's causing people to stop. And if that's where you are right now, you're in good company, because there's a really good reason for it. And you are reacting to that. You're awake, you're lucid in the dream world. But you're not alone. So I'd like to read from some notes, some downloads that I received a few years ago and I've made into notes and I've shared with my community. And this is about invisible light codes that are activating your human DNA and instigating an evolutionary leap for humanity, not just on this planet, but all over the cosmos. So I'm going to quote, "The Earth, like other planets and galaxies, is affected by external forces. For example, every 26,000 years, a pulse resonates from the center of our multiverse. This is the vibrational equivalent of a tsunami. This 26,000 year cosmic pulse sends waves that fan out everywhere, activating waveforms. These waves activate quantum leaps in our evolution, or they initiate great resets. So the choice is quite simply evolve or be reset. We can think of this pulse as the Creator's heartbeat. We may call it 0 point, and we are living in such a time. What I mean by that is this happens every 26,000 years, and it's happening now. We're at that point in human history. We too possess an ability to reset, to pulse using 0 point. When we surrender and let go, we find ourselves embodied in the present moment, and this automatically expands our consciousness. Our waves pulse higher vibrational resonance. Remember, at our core, DCT is all about the waves, the waveforms, resonance, frequency. So we too have a 0 point. So at the center of the cosmos, there is something called 0 point. and you can imagine it can be like a black hole. But imagine two cones put together, and there's a point in between that's the thinnest point, or an egg timer, that thinnest point, that point in between the 8, that 0 point, and then everything else loops around it. That's the basic structure of our universe. Now, I call it a multiverse because there is more than one. So in that loop that is spiraling round are many, many universes. Now, I teach this, and I'm going to be writing a book on this, so don't worry if this is all brand new. Some of it's just not registering. What's important is that from the center of the cosmos, there is a pulse. That pulse, like a heartbeat, creates a wave. That wave is going out, and it is affecting everything in the cosmos, including you and I. So how we receive this wave is it travels through a sun. So whatever you're orbiting, all planets orbit a star. They rotate around a star because it's a heat source, it's a light source, it's an energy source. So this energy pulses to the sun first, and it goes through the heart of the sun. This is why the sun is so important. It is not to be feared. And I want to just mention at this point, I'm not going to go into detail here, but I'm going to be sharing more about our relationship with the sun as a cosmic male archetype, as a cosmic divine masculine, as a father, literally, of the sky. Now, many of us struggle with that concept because of what we've experienced through religion, but this is in divine partnership with the mother that we have through Gaia. These are divine parents. So the sun is very proactive in our evolution, in our ascension, if you will, in our expansion. I prefer to use the word expansion personally. So it comes through, this wave comes through the sun, through the heart of the sun, and then it's distributed evenly all over the planet so that it doesn't blast us, basically. It's like a filtering. So imagine the head of a shower. Imagine really hot water coming down that pipe, but because it is pushed through all those little holes, by the time it reaches your skin, it just feels quite warm. That's what the sun does for us. It keeps everything alive, but it also activates evolution. So it comes through the sun and it hits the planet. And what the planet does, because she's our mother, she has a protective electromagnetic field, the pulse of which, the resonance of which we know as the Schumann resonance. That electromagnetic field captures those codes and then very gently brings that down into the earth. Now, they come down into the earth, they affect everything, and they're grounded into the ley lines, which is an energetic line, grid line, all over the planet underneath the soil. So it's grounded to those ley lines, and then that energy is brought into the Earth's core. And then from the Earth's core, these waves are released, these fields that create new life forms emerge. So imagine from the Earth's core, new waves, and in those waves are codes, and in those codes are the blueprints for an upgraded human, an upgraded dolphin, an upgraded tree, and so on and so forth. It's how it works. So where do we fit in all of this? Well, we're a micro of the macro. As above, so below, as within, so without. We are a fractal of the great fractals. All that means is we're a miniature version of whatever is out there to scale. So the human body is also like a multiverse. We have a 0 point. We connect directly to the heart and soul of the universe through our 0 point. We also generate waves, and those waves create a field, and those fields create our reality, our experiences. So we're literally manifesting our reality through our own field in an act of co-creation with our reality, because it's a multiplayer state. Now, I don't often say ascension, but I know what people mean by it. So what I say is, I believe that we have to go down as far as we grow up and as far as we grow out and as far as we grow within. In other words, the growth that we experience must be balanced. It must be whole. It must be complete. It can't err too much on the concentrating on the fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh dimensions, or beings or light guides up there. There is no up there. It's just all here. There is as much work to be done in the second and first dimension and in the Earth's core, because that's where our roots are. That's the elemental world, and that's where all our shadow work is done. So the point of a human body, this wonderful biotechnology, is to take the codes that are coming in through through space, through the cosmos, through the sun, hitting the earth, hitting the ley lines, and for us to be called, for us to become what is called the lightning rods. So imagine we're anchored to the earth because we're made of the earth. We're grounded to the earth because we're made from the elements. We have a spine that's an antennae. We have a chakra here, the crown chakra, to receive cosmic light. We're connected to Om, Source, Creator, God, through the heart. We're interdimensional beings, which means we exist in all dimensions. So we can pull in all of this information, we can pull it all up from the earth, we can synthesize it, and together we can create a new world. And that's how the new world will come into being. So everything around us right now is evolving rapidly. A great age is upon us, and I call it the cosmic age. It will involve interstellar travel, a cosmic space economy. It will involve interaction with non-human species, because we're ready, but we're not quite. There are still many things that we need to get right down here before we will be allowed to join a greater galactic family. So the real work right now is inside of you. The real work is for you to connect to yourself. It is not to follow a teacher, a guru, or way shower, but it is to stay in community, to stay sovereign, to stay open, to stay fluid, and to understand that you have all the answers, the codes, the keys that you could possibly need or want on this one journey. And it is just one journey because you're infinite. You're an infinite being having an incredible ride right now. So celebrate that. Now, DCT is a 5-step activation. It is designed to get your biotechnology, this wonderful host, into the best shape in terms of its waves, in terms of its electromagnetism, in terms of its inner stability, velocity, coherence. Why? So that you can better connect to your Om-powered I am. This is the divinity within you. This is what interacts with the light codes, because you are a child of the light. And the new human, it won't be transhuman. It won't be a human merged with a machine. That'll be one form, but that is not the elevated evolutionary path. The elevated evolutionary path is what is called Homo luminous. And that is a human that is a fully activated light body and is integrated with their mission, their vision, their goals, everything. And they are deeply human, moment by moment by moment. So DCT is a 5-step activation. Deep coherence technique is the result. I think it's particularly important at this time because it's going to help you ground extremely overpowering emotions at times. It's going to help you ground your reaction to events in the world. It's going to help you ground your connection to yourself as revelations come in, as you come in more divinely to your purpose, which can be exhilarating and scary at the same time. So remember, we always start with step number 1, and that is to ground to the earth. Now, we did a really long DCT yesterday, and if you need some extra grounding, I'm going to recommend that you go back to it. But I'm going to tell you today what I'm called to do is to honor the light codes and to spend as much time as possible with you in communion with each other and with our divine self, in silence with minimal interaction, interruption. We're being invited to step inside, to fully appreciate our own abilities. I will gently tell you which step comes next, for those of you that like to do this with your eyes closed. But let's really go deep into the silence today, because it's there that the Om resides. The Om doesn't speak, it's the mind that speaks. It's the ego that speaks. It's the monkey mind that chatters. But in the silence, you will hear the language of the universe, and it will resonate. So take a few deep breaths in. Get comfortable. I'm going to go off screen. Before we go into step number 1, become the observer, the silent one, the one that sees and hears all things, that does not have an impulse to comment or interrupt. So observe your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings as they swirl around your body or as they come in and out, trying to distract you. If by simply observing and offering no resistance you discover that silence naturally erupts, and swim deeply in that water. Very gently bring your attention to every single part of your body, starting from your toes, from the tips of your toes. Bring your attention to your toes. Now, I'm not guiding you through this, but follow your toes all the way up through every part of your body. Try not to miss a single crease, a dimple, your belly button, places you wouldn't think of normally. Just move through and notice what you notice. As more things come into your noticing what you notice, see if you can keep your attention focus as you move on. So in other words, you're just expanding. You're not jumping from one thing to another. You're feeling the totality, and then what happens is that there are going to be areas that seem to evade your noticing what you notice, and they're going to become apparent. I seek to notice everything. Show me everything. See where you pull to. And if you feel drawn somewhere that cannot be experienced or felt, you can ask why. more stillness we can cultivate, the more self-awareness we can generate, the greater our capacity for holding the light codes. Now for each step today, this is what's coming in, so I'm just following the direction. I'm going to say the step and I'm going to introduce a prompt, a visual prompt, and then we're going to step into silence. So for step 1, I want you to imagine as thick as tugboat rope, as thick as tugboat rope, made of copper. So copper. And imagine it wound, spiraled around your legs, not to hurt you. It's soft, not to restrict you, but to curl around from the top of your legs, your hips. And it spirals clockwise down the left leg, anti-clockwise down the right leg. And what happens is when it reaches your feet, it goes down through the ground beside your feet. And it anchors, it goes down through the layers of the earth and it finds its way down like a plug, like a grounding device to the earth's core. So that's the prompt. And let's ground to the earth together now. Very good. If you find yourself being distracted or pulled out, it's very normal. Just be patient. Center yourself. Focus on your feet, the ground. Now for step number 2, prompt, is that you're going to, and this is just a suggestion as we breathe in the light code flow that comes from the sun. Visualize an incredible golden stream, sweet country air. And you breathe that in deeply, like you're drinking spring water. And as it comes in, it activates every single cell in your body. And as you exhale, imagine your ground chakra, so the chakra that is connected to the earth. Imagine breathing out through there, down into the earth, and not with the sense that it's waste or bad or discharge, but that you're exhaling out into the earth herself, like a baby breathing against its mother's breast, very gently, beautifully, symbiotically. So your breath, your breathing, connects heaven to earth in a really comforting, rhythmic sequence. So let's do step number 2 now. as you gently breathe. Imagine in your mind's eye every one of your trillions and trillions and trillions of cells getting switched on like a light bulb, so that your body energetically begins to resemble from space a great mighty city, connected, full of light, active. This light is everlasting. Very good. So continue to feel the grounding, continue to feel the breathing, the activation, the breath, prana. Step 2, step 1, step 2. They work together. And now step 3. It's priming our electromagnetic field. The visual prompt, which is just a suggestion, is to imagine that as you move your hands or not, as you figuratively move and feel and see and touch and experience your electromagnetic field, that your field becomes lighter, clearer, luminous, but also protective. It has a blue quality to it, which is spiritual discernment. So your eyes and ears and defenses are on the outer edge, seeing, experiencing, hearing, feeling, protectively, only allowing in, which is for your highest good. So your electromagnetic field today is being activated by blue light. protective. You're also grounded with the copper very tightly into the earth. So let's now join together in holy communion with ourselves first, primarily. Connect to your heart. Step number 4, empowered, I am, activation. And the prompt for this is the Taj Mahal in its heyday. Glistening, pure, white, water, clear sky. And I can only imagine it represents the temple. So let's open the gates. Let us step into our temple, our Holy of Holies, or step through the Stargate. If you're not religious, move into the higher power. And this is always represented by the light of illumination, infinite. So let's enter that space individually first, to know ourselves, to commune with the I am, that I am, that I am, that I am, I am. What I've been told is today we're going to do a light code activation using step number 4. And what that means is as the light expands out, we'll do our normal expanding out like a rising sun. What I want you to imagine is 33 points on your spine, from the back of your skull to the sacrum, to the base of your spine, the tailbone. 33 as we expand, 33 lighting up, because inside your spine, twirled, is your DNA. So you can see that this activation is coming primarily from inside of you. So gently unfold. Feel yourself expanding every which way, up, down, side, side, in, out, complete, grounded, symmetrical. Unfolding. Unfold. Let the world see how beautiful you are. We fold ourselves so tightly because we're afraid of what people will do to us because of our light. This is a safe place. You can unfold, my darling. You can unfold like a butterfly drying its wings. Unfold, unfold, unfold. See how beautiful you are. There's no need to hide this because you're powerful. You're powerful now. You can stay unfolded because you've got a protective shield around you, your electromagnetic field. And you're grounded. So now bring some of that back. And just gently connect the enlightened mind to the heart. This is just what I do. And now we're going to connect step number 5 to the power of 9. Connecting to the cosmic light that flows from the center of the universe. If you choose, this part is always down to you. You don't have to do it. So I'm going to open up, see if that cosmic light from the sun with the light codes from the center of the universe, from creator source on God, held by the power of 9, in community with light beings everywhere, communing with you. So now we're going to also join the group here with us today. We're going to connect and run that like a laser beam down. This is not a religious thing. This is from here to here. And then what the heart does is it expands. It creates the waveform that we want, which is called coherence. So do that again without words. Some see coherence as a single ripple on a still lake. Others see it as a frequency. You see how you want, but it's a powerful signaler, carrier wave. And it goes from you and your highest source of power. And it informs and signals to the quantum field who you are, what you are, why you are, and where you are. And that is DCT quantum. We don't hold on to anything. We trust and remain in gratitude. We are blessed. Thank you. I am truly blessed. I bless my world and everyone in it with coherence. And so it is. Day 26. You are activated by the light codes. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon.